The Dolor Factor is sponsored by Ladera, a romantic paradise. Lime, value every moment. Illuminous, your transformation begins here. Rituals, grounds for enjoyment. And supported by the Cultural Development Foundation, Creativity, Culture, Community.
What does it take to get our children to understand the importance of education? Is it easier if our child is capable or exceptional when it comes to learning and retaining all that is necessary to achieve good grades? When a child receives distinctions, do we believe it's because they are naturally brainy? When a child has average grades, do we think that that's just the way it is? Or do we think that the child has a mental blockage, or in other words, a problem? What do we do as adults, and I don't mean just parents, to help a young person excel in having a successful life, whether or not they achieve high grades? Have we adopted a style that our parents taught us that isn't the way to go in this millennium? Are our methods of discipline actually preventing our children from wanting to learn? Do we know what to do when a child has natural ability? And do we plan ahead and discuss with our children the educational path that's best for them? Or do we discuss the path we adults want them to take? Stay with us on the Dolor Factor as we meet a young woman who achieved in 11 distinctions and 2 regional merits in her CXCs.
As an entertainer, I have seen many wonderful places around the world, but my favorite is Ladera Resort. Ladera is my favorite place to be, but the reasons why are difficult to put into words. Ladera itself is a mystical place that stimulates unforgettable memories in a setting that awakens your passion for nature and evokes romance. This is a place for rest and relaxation, recreation, and even recreation. I usually go to Ladera for a brief escape from the everyday, but I always leave revitalized and inspired. If you ever imagine what it is like in heaven, I believe you will get a glimpse of it at Ladera Resort. Ladera. There is nowhere else quite like it.
Hello, welcome to the Dolor Factor. I'm Delia Dolor. I'm so happy to be here today because I'm doing a program that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to sit one-on-one with a young person who I truly believe is aspiring, a young person who will be able to speak about the things that she's doing and the things that she hopes to do, and also have a word in general for the youth around the world and of course in the Caribbean. So I'm so happy to say hello to Onella Flavien. Onella, thank you so much for being on the Dolor Factor today.
Thank you.
Good, good. And if someone had to describe you and say, you know, give me 5 words that describe you, how would you describe yourself?
Quiet, shy, they'll call me a nude, pretty,
Yeah.
and always by myself, like antisocial, yeah.
You would describe yourself as antisocial?
They would describe me as
They would?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't think you are?
No.
Good, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Now, tell our viewers the reason why you were here. I said to you earlier on, there are 2 reasons. One I just said to our viewers. The other reason, why are you here?
The other reason is that people do not generally
so they don't think, they jump to conclusions, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. About what would you say?
They generally do not regard the youth for their achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think what they tend to do is they say, well, once you're an achiever, that you're automatically brainy. And one of the main reasons as well that you're here is because you have achieved quite a lot in terms of your education. So much at such a a young age. You're 17, I believe.
Yeah.
Just
I
gone
am.
over the sweet 16 into 17. So can you tell our viewers what have been your educational achievements so far?
Okay. I got 11 distinctions at CXC, and I got 2 merits from CXC also. That's it.
And that's on a regional level, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see if we can count
Yeah.
some of
Okay.
some of the subjects.
English, maths, biology, physics, chemistry, human and social biology, integrated science, Spanish, principle of accounts, and
Okay, they'll come because I don't know how you managed to do all that studying.
information technology.
Information technology.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're missing one.
That's it.
We'll get there. But I think that people just naturally assume that you must be brainy because you've passed all these subjects and you received distinctions in all of them. Do people look at you and think that you are naturally brainy?
They actually do, but I don't consider myself brainy. I just consider myself as someone who really works hard to achieve what they want. Yeah.
Do you think that anyone who works hard can achieve?
Yes, they can, because I wasn't brainy at primary school. I was really not paying attention to my work, and at common entrance I started picking up, and I had some very good teachers that motivated me. And then from common entrance I really started to work harder than usual, and that's who I am today. Yeah.
But why, looking back, why would you say that you didn't achieve very much when you were younger?
Okay. At primary school level, I wasn't studying. I wasn't paying attention in class. I just wanted to play. So I only played. I didn't pay attention to the teacher. Yeah.
But what changed that?
Well, it's just sort of happened. Like I was tired of seeing my mother always upset at me when I get my really low marks. So I wanted to make her happy and surprise her once, and then every time I get a high mark, I see it will make her happy. So I just continued doing it. Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad that you've said that you feel that if people put their mind to it, they could. And some people may say, well, you're young and you're naive and it's not like that. But I think it's a bit of that and a bit of that. There are some people who, unfortunately, as much as they would like to achieve, they just can't. Now, sometimes it is a case that they just can't do it, you know, mentally. I mean, look at me. I mean, I have a Spanish surname. My surname is actually Dolor. Dolor, you did Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? It's grief. Dolor means grief.
I know pain or something.
Yeah, that's right. And I was taught Spanish. I was taught Spanish at the comprehensive school in Castries. And you asked me anything about it. Now, you would have assumed that I'm a quite an intelligent person. I think I am. But when it comes to subjects, no matter how I try, I learn it, it'll come, it'll stay there for a little while, and then it goes.
Yeah.
Now, hearing you say that, when I look back at my life, I think had I applied myself more then perhaps I would have learned better. But still, the fact of trying to retain it in my head for a long period of time, I don't know whether I can ever change that.
Okay. The fact that you said it stayed in your head for a short period of time told me that you actually tried to cram it. But when I study, I try to understand what I study and I link it to other things so I can remember it more.
You know, it's true, because I remember when at Comprehensive again, we had a teacher called Miss Campbell, and she used to teach us home economics. And I don't really remember what indigestion is all about, but she taught us something, and it said something like, indigestion begins in the mouth with a process of something. In other words, the blah, 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 and the blah. So I remember the tempo, the tone, but I don't remember all of the words. Now, as you've just said, if I had understood it and tried to make it make sense to me, I would remember it.
Yes, you would. That's how I study. I try to understand what I study rather than cram. Okay. So I will go online and I will watch videos because I'm a visual learner. I like to see what I'm studying. I don't like to read in a book. So I will watch the video, and then I have this whiteboard in my room and I'll teach myself afterwards. I usually like to teach myself.
But do you think that that's different? I mean, do your friends study like that?
Well, I'm not sure. I think I know one girl in my class that also teaches herself. So I guess other people do it. Yeah.
Because I know everyone has their different ways
Yeah.
of studying, but most of the time we think of study groups, or having one or two people study with us. But it's on a long-term thing. So you have a friend, and you might study for a few weeks or few months, depending on what exams and things that you're coming up with. But generally, there's a pattern that everyone adapts. But you're saying that you actually go online, read, make notes on a whiteboard. It's
Yeah, I study before the teacher teaches the subject. Like, he would come in and say, next week we'll be doing photosynthesis. I will study before time, so I have an idea as to what he's going to teach. So I'm not completely lost when he's teaching.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back from the break, Onella's going to tell us a little bit more about her life and where she's hoping to be in the future. See you soon.